Before this video begins, I'd like to give a huge thanks to my channel members, who you can see on screen now. Become a member by hitting the join button and get your name here among other awards today. Hello there and welcome back to some more Forza Horizon 3. Today we're continuing on Let's Play, and this is episode 21. In today's episode we are expanding the Outback Festival site to its final evolution. Yes, we are getting the level 5 Outback site. We're going to finish everything out here so we never have to come back to the Outback, and you don't know how excited I am to say that. Because I do not like the Outback.
Look at it! Horizon Outback. I'd swear it was a mirage. But it's real.
I know it's real. It's been here for ages. Anyways, as usual, when it comes to this, we are going to be offered some automobiles. Let's see if any of them take our fancy. Absolutely not. Instead, I'm going to build something incredibly stupid today. So we actually have a bunch of barn finds to collect, which I will now go through. And then, yeah, we'll be back with you. So I'll turn it off for a bit and let the guy speak you through each of these cars.
This thing was so quick back in the 60s that every crook had one for a getaway car. So the police started driving them too. See? Car culture, bringing people together since 1959. The Pininfarina Berlinetta. They made 4 of these. 4, that's it. And now we're standing in front of one. I'm telling you, this feeling is what I live for. They nicknamed the V-Spec Godzilla. Something about being Japanese and monstering the competition. I don't know. I think it's just misunderstood and needs to be loved. I know it's only got 3 wheels. I know you only need a motorbike license to drive one. I know it was a running joke on British telly, but, you know, I just can't help but love this thing. All right, we shouldn't laugh, but you know what I think happened to this one? Someone left the top down in a storm. Rain fried all the electrics. But you're not going to do that, are you? Are you?
So that's all them collected, and now we are actually going to hurry up this FJ40 and pay the 28 grand to get that early, because
Never took it off-road, never got it dirty, never drove it much faster than 50. That's probably why I take after my mum.
Indeed. So we want this Land Cruiser because that's going to be our car today. To see the Outback out, I didn't think there was anything more fitting than a Toyota FJ Cruiser, and unfortunately for those among you who enjoy the FJ Cruiser in its stock form, as I do, I really like the way this car looks and also how it performs. It's a nice little doty little car. I'm not sure what's under here, some form of inline 4. I believe this isn't a diesel one, otherwise it would say on the front. But yes, no. We're going to ruin this car slightly by sticking a giant engine in it and embracing some of what Horizon 4 was, or Horizon 3 was about, which was the V12 Lamborghini swapped engine. So we're going to put one of those in it, we're going to put a 1500 horsepower through this and see what happens. It actually gets bigger tyres than I was expecting, so that's good. 245s all round. What can we do in terms of bodywork customization? We can get the little grill on it. I'm starting to think that might be useful for some downforce, although I kind of like that instead. Ooh, we have several orientations of roof box. We'll just have the standard one, even though that means we probably won't be able to see much. Mudguards, which don't seem to be doing a whole lot, and a snorkel, because all good Land Cruisers need snorkels. Right. Let's continue to build it up. That braking stat is incredibly worrying, but then again, this is incredibly worrying automobile all in all. The braking stat finally goes up a little bit. Off-road springs and dampers, no race suspension for this, unfortunately. F3 inline 6, could be. Wouldn't surprise me. I would have thought 4-cylinder because Japanese and old, but could be wrong. Anyway, it's time to start throwing power at this and watch the PI apparently not go up all that much, which is slightly terrifying, but alas. And turbochargers, there we go. 886 PI, 114 grand, 1500 horsepower, Toyota Land Cruiser. Very good. Probably not quite as Toyota intended this vehicle to be ran, or indeed how the designers of Horizon 3, sorry, probably intended it to be run. It's very confusing, I hope you understand. I like the orange, but I also like the yellow and the blue. I think I might go for the orange because it's slightly ridiculous. I would usually go for a paint job at this point, but I've kind of had enough of going through Horizon 3's awful storefront system as of recent, so we will just stick to this, and now we'll find out what the final events of the Outback are for us.
These events aren't going to run themselves.
There's actually quite a lot. So, we will use our fast travelling skills to start down this way and work our way up. One thinks. Oh, I drifter. There we go. Wonderful. Right. Let's go over here. And do what I'm assuming is a speed trap. Only the Hilux had an inline 4, usually the R0's engines wanted. Yeah, I don't know. I would have, like I said, I would have assumed inline 4, could be a 6, could be whatever. All I know now is it's a 12-cylinder, which is quite a lot more than was in it, or was intended to be in it when it was first launched. Oh, it's a mini danger sign. Okay, that's not what I was expecting. This might end in death. It won't kill the Hilux, but it'll certainly kill me. Probably. Right. Bouncy bouncy little Hilux. Let's go over here. Hilux. I keep calling it a Hilux. I've never done that in my life. Land Cruiser. Land Cruiser. It doesn't say it on it, but it's a Land Cruiser. Don't hit that, don't hit that, don't hit that, don't hit that. Fuck. 1G V12 in there. Yeah. Yeah, that would probably do a job. Land correctly, please land correctly. For fuck's sake. See, this is half the fun of danger signs, and by fun, what I of course mean is complete bullshit. That is the danger sign system. Good. Yeah, probably. That was pathetic. I was going to say, that's going to count as well. Right. I'm not asking for much, I'm just asking for you to fly without twisting in the air. It's already off to a good start. Maybe if I do that, there we go. It's still gonna twist. I don't get why it's twisting in the air. It's doing my tits in though. And here we go. That was kind of pathetic, but that's the way we've gotta have to do it, because otherwise the game's not gonna be happy. 2 stars, that'll do. I'm not pissing about with that one anymore. Spin to win. This engine note kills me. His engine note's great, man. I don't know what I'm talking about. And to be fair, it's not like I was going to run this thing stock, isn't it? To be honest. Well, it flies well when it's not trying to do a danger sign, apparently. What's the speed limit on that one? Oh, Doesn't say. I was gonna say, I want to fly through that again, see if I can 3-star it in a Land Cruiser. There we go. Good.
Fantastic, great job. Is the car okay? Oh, and are you...
The car's not particularly great, I've got to be honest, Kira. A little bit broken, probably, but, you know. Remember you could put the 3-litre inline-6 twin-turbo from the Supra in the Brat HE and it was stupid. Yes, yes.
Okay, great.
I don't know, someone commented that on the Brat episode. I forget who. Might have been you. Might have been someone else. Yes. Shout out to Dakota Postals for subscribing to the channel. Apparently that notification came through on my mobile device. If you subscribe during the stream, you'll also get your name shouted out. If you become a member during this stream, I'll suck you off. Anyways. First stream. Okay. I've seen you comment before, though. And that was a video of the Brat. So. Right. Let us do the thing. Some cars behind there, and some cars over here. There we go. Right. Good. Back to dominating. How long can we run this car on hood camera before we all go home very, very sick from the amount of body roll that occurs in this thing? Yeah, this thing's about as crazy as honestly expected. Yes, it does lean. You don't get motion sickness. Interesting. I've never heard that before. Okay, right, we might need some extra dampening, I'm thinking, potentially. I like a soft suspension, especially for off-roading use. I have a feeling this might be too soft. When the front wheels start lifting off the ground at about 120, apparently it just really wants to commit suicide at the moment, which is weird. There we go. Finally we can get it around that corner. Need to bounce tune this. That's not a terrible idea, actually. You could probably make quite a good jelly car out of this thing. It does like to book and whatnot around corners. This is an American Land Cruiser, apparently. Or at least I'm guessing American, considering American speedo and also, or rather miles per hour and left-hand drive. Boats. I mean, boats are usually what make people sick, so maybe boats will be your tipping point. I don't really get motion sickness because I don't know, actually. I don't think I've really ever been in too much that could make me motion sick, in all honesty. So I haven't been on a plane in about a decade, so I can't really report too much on that one. And across the line! Finally. After the Land Cruiser constantly trying to end my life. A bunch of XP, as we should get for driving such a ridiculous thing. That fan thing really is going very, 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 very slowly up. So, slightly concerned about that, but never mind. Right. We do need to tune this a little bit. Because, again, as much as it's slightly amusing to watch it buck and roll, I can't quite deal with it too much. Right. Let's add a bit of stiffness to it. How's the Accord? Okay. It's just had the steering rack replaced, which was not so good, but other than that, she's okay, I guess. It runs, it drives. It stops and leans. Right. I say that a lot, I'm realising during these. It's like I'm trying to, like, take command of something or some bollocks. I think that's a drift zone, so. Yes, the entire rack had to come out, which was not a fun process. And to be honest with you, it still slightly feels like the pump's a bit dead, but I don't really want to think about it right now. It still drives and stops, and the government of this country has given it a full license to drive on roads again, so I can't be happier than that. Fuck off. Just fuck off. I'm not asking much. Just fuck off. I was like, hey, drift zone, quick, let's spawn every single conceivable item in there. Had to be expensive. Yes, Honda wanted £1,700 for the privilege, in parts alone. Honda did not get the privilege, and it's got a second-hand recon rack in there. Which also was not fun, but it's done, it's past the MOT, I don't really care anymore. There we go. True Grit is coming out in me, yes.
Boss, I'm giving that 3 stars.
Oh, that was, okay, right, okay. I'm slightly happier knowing that that was a 3-star drift run now. Because otherwise, me would have been angry. Yeah, 1,700 quid. I've still got the receipt here if you'd like to. Hold on. Give me 1 second while this is loading up. Bend and Bellows, £9.20 each. It needed 2 of those. Dust Seal and Tie Rod, 2 each at the price of £20. 2 washers, tie rod lock at £3.18 a piece. Box comp power steering gear 1 at £1,401.91. The total part cost excluding VAT was £1,468. Adding the government added value tax, it's £293, making for a total bill of £1,762.26 in parts. There you go. Yeah. Unfortunately, as well, as I'm later to find out, that actually isn't such an uncommon issue as most people would like to believe. Honda and steering racks apparently do not go very well together. They can fail quite catastrophically every now and again. And it seems mine is one such car to have catastrophic failure. I don't know, I'd have to do it. I think it was like £643 something another. In theory, yes. Again, I'm not convinced it's healthy still. I don't know if that's just me being what's the word I'm looking for? The opposite of an optimist. I'm still not convinced it's particularly 100%, but it does need the tracking doing on it, I know that much. That might help alleviate things a little bit, but it still does not... It's very heavy. I mean, if you're one of these pessimistic. Skeptical, there you go. Yeah, if you're one of these people who are like, I like firm power steering, sporty feel, then you'd like my Accord at the moment. But for me, I just think it's tracking and alignment, yes. So we'll get that sorted probably Wednesday. I've got to go to the cinema on Wednesday, so there's that, and then we'll working. I would buy a Hilux. Unfortunately, Hilux in this country are retardedly expensive. Although, fun fact for all of you people, pickup trucks in the UK are actually exempt from government-added tax, so technically you actually get 20% off them. But just buy a golf cart. I did want a Renault Twizy at one point. Unfortunately, those have not come down in price. I want a Sinclair C5. I just don't have anywhere to put a Sinclair C5. I could buy one though, realistically. So that's something I might have to tempt myself out of doing in a few years. I don't know. I haven't checked the oil for years. So hold on. Yes, no. I haven't checked the oil in a while. I don't really care enough. It's fine. The only thing I remember about the Accord and oil is it has the weirdest dipstick I've ever seen on a modern car. Or on any car for that matter. So that's something interesting. You could run a Chevelle Super Sport 454. We're not going to win a Chevelle Super Sport 454. Much to not my particular care, because I don't really care much for the Chevelle. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, the Accord has a very weird dipstick. It's extremely long, which is weird. Oh, alright, let's get this right. It's extremely long, it has a curve in it, and it is ridiculous. It is like legit the size of one of my legs, and I'm not quite sure why it's that long, or why it has any reason to be the way it is, but that's the way it is, so. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Also, in case you're wondering, apparently the Japanese can't figure out how hood struts work, so my car does have a manual hood brace thing, which is weird for a car such as it. It's kind of weird how that stuff works. What's supposed to be such an advanced car and all the rest of it. It has old school power steering. There was never an option for keyless entry, and it has a manual hood or bonnet latch thing. So a few weirdnesses in the Accord. It's not like the Subaru, which was basically some incredible amalgamation of like 2006 lovely modern stuff like rear electric power windows and a CD player with tape deck, which was ooh, but it also had like an ignition starter that made I really like the way the ignition sounded in that car, but it did sound like it was from like 1980. It also had like the locking sound from the 80s, and yeah, it felt like a car from the 80s, which I found quite characterful in some ways, and incredibly uncharacterful in other ways. Certain noises it makes was slightly weird as well. I miss the sound of it though. I miss the way that car sounded. The car sounded very excellent. I'm not used to hear. I mean, I don't know. The car makes noise, but it's yeah. Oh yes, the alarm. I remember the alarm. The alarm was incredible, and the immobilizer. Good old school. If the car is unlocked for more than 30 seconds, immobilizer would kick in, and then you'd have to like lock and relock it. So at petrol stations, I don't know if you ever did this as, but like you'd have to. It looked really weird because you was like sat on the forecourt. and like had to. Obviously, you got out of the car, filled it with petrol, and then like as you're walking back to the car, you lock it to unlock it again, so the thing doesn't come on. Like those self-serve petrol pumps, and people like look like, why did you just lock the car to unlock it? It's yeah. My dipstick is not plastic. My dipstick's made of the finest metal. Because my engine is very strangely, like... My engine is very strangely presented. I have a very nice cover on the engine, which... I don't know why Honda decided to put money in making the cover of the K24 look nice, but they did. It looks very nice and presentable with its little exhaust manifold just underneath the bright big thing that says IV Tech 2.4 dual overhead cam, like it's supposed to mean something. Turning off when the car was off. I just turned headlights off. I know you like to leave them on, but I'm not a fan of that. Then again, I have automatic lights these days, so they just do what they think. By the way, automatic lights on a Honda in rain are something truly interesting to see. The car basically likes to turn headlights on and off frequently, so if you ever get behind a Honda, like when it's semi-dark, and the lights are sort of turning on and off and on and off, then that's why. That's just how they did it. For a little light sensor. Unlocked the car, put shopping in. By the time I got it in, it had it re-immobilized. Yes. Well, I used to put the shopping in, lock the car, and then relock it, because that immobilizer was not fun. I remember the first day I got that car back and the alarm, or the first day I got that car, the alarm kept going off, and like it did it for legit 2 hours. I thought I was going to have to take the car back, and then like, it turns out the rear hatch was like, wasn't shut properly. Next time in front of the car. Yeah. You don't see too many about. Everyone who sees it seems to have good things to say about them, though. So, a lot of people are just a bit confused as to why no one bought more of them, but I don't know. Weird market. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but it's nice. It does the job. It's, you know, nice, small-ish, compact-ish, executive, sporty-ish vehicle. I mean, depending on the trim. The ironic thing is, the most they sold, as far as I can tell, were either executive or Type S models. So, you know. Right, what was I doing? Oh yes, there's a load of PR stunts, which I'd rather do over the actual races. That looks to be a speed trap, so we'll see how far we can go for. The Accords are different here. Again, the Accord we got was trying to be a premium saloon car, hence why they sold it as an Acura TSX in your neck of the woods, because it's supposed to be slightly better. I don't know, ICD-TI engine was perfectly adequate. There's some nice ones. I saw one that like someone had literally just gone through and added every single optional extra to it once. That was kind of cool. I just wanted that one. Had like the A-spec body kit on it, and like it was a diesel saloon with the, what was it? It was a diesel saloon with the A-spec body kit. It had the flip-out DVD player in the roof. It had the sat-nav. It had like everything on it, which was neat. J35 swap, 245 to 249 wheel horsepower stock, K20 breathe. Very, yeah. The problem is I can like make an extra 40 horsepower with a K24 if you like put a new exhaust on it, pretty much, which would give me about 240 horsepower. I say it's a little bit more than an exhaust, because I'm slightly. Essentially, as far as I can figure out, the easiest way is to just put a Type R head on it, which basically gives you an extra 40 horsepower, and then you can do like something with exhaust manifolds and stuff to get more out of it. Yeah, but Type S doesn't mean anything. A lot of people have this sort of notion Type S when it comes to Accords means something. It really doesn't. All it means is you get a body kit as standard, which you could get on the executives if you paid extra. So the EX cars just have a nicer interior. How much do you need on that to get? Oh, 120. Okay. Nope. No, it doesn't. It might do in the States, but what I can tell you in the UK is Type S's make exactly the same amount of power. There is zero difference. Barn finds. Sure, let's watch some Reliance fall over. Although I don't think any Reliance is going to show up to this. Yeah, I'm not going to do that though, because I don't really care enough to run an extra. I don't really care enough to make an extra 40 horsepower. Yeah, A-Spec's different. Although the TSX was never an A-Spec, the TL was. But the TSX was... The TSX was just the European Accords with a very slightly different tune of K24, which actually is a slightly better tune. Because they were supposed to be, Wait, the LM02 is a barn find. Did I forget something? You don't need more power. Yeah, but, I mean, your car technically isn't actually that far off my 0 to 60. Actually, depending on who your source is, you might actually be very, very slightly quicker. Although trying to find a source... Oi! Trying to find a source on that's very strange. I don't know. We'd have to, like, literally just put both of them alongside each other and see which would win. Yes, that's what I'm on about, Arthur. Essentially, you just put a K20 head on it, because apparently the K20 head's a bit more direct. I mean, Honda officially... I think Honda a few places officially quote it as 9.2, some claim it as 8, some claim it as 9 flat. It's hard to fucking get an exacting figure on what the autos are. I've never done a full 0 to 60 sprint with it. What I can tell you is it can get there pretty darn quickly. It can do the 30 to 70 sprint faster than pretty much every other car, which is always why I have good fun on motorway ramps. Low 8 is, I don't know. Problem is the fucking gearbox is so retardedly long ratioed. Again, it's literally at the point where I would have to test this. I might have to at some point. There's a road not too far away from here where I could actually test it. And test it legally. Just pointing that out. 60 road. But yes, no. In theory, it should be able to do 60 in first gear. That might be a test. Might be a fun little thing to test. At the very least, it gets like 56 or something. Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't live completely in the middle of Arsene, nowhere unlike you, so I've got like drunk farmers trying to run over cats to deal with and stuff. Yeah, Then again, I mean, the auto is more responsive than a manual. I'd actually argue that. Because mine's pretty solid. Either that or I was just really bad with manual gearboxes. I'm not quite sure. I don't think I ever really did the speed shift thing particularly well. I more went for smoothness. Playing Forza Horizon 2012 on an Xbox One. Nice. The best Horizon game. It is a good game, that, to be fair. I don't have an Xbox One X, so I can't really say what if the graphical fidelity of Horizon 1 is increased at all. I'd be amazed if it was. That's kind of a neat little thing there. Is the festival over there? I don't know what that is. That's more up here somewhere. Right. We have more PR stunts. Do we actually have any more races to do? I think that might be it for actual races. Either way, that's first. 0 to 60 to 0. 60 to 0, probably not quite as good because I don't think well, my brakes are spongy because it's meant to be an old person's car, so it will stop. It stops a lot better now that it's actually got some decent tyres on it. I don't know what the fuck was on it before, but they were garbage, I know that much. Like, purely unadulterated fucking awfulness. How are your front brakes on the way out? I thought you were supposed to get like some EBCs or whatever the fuck LLC was trying to tell you not to do. Boing, 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 boing. In case anyone's in the chat, he's talking tyres, not condoms. I just want to point that out.
You have arrived at your destination.
Front discs are on advisory last time I'd say, and I haven't fucked with that yet. I mean, if it's only the discs, you're probably okay. Hello, Chaser. Sorry, I should have. Yeah, I mean, the Horizon games, all the rest of it do look kind of cool. Set off in the Audi RS4 Avant to discover the Pink Lakes. How nice is your pink lakes? Your lakes, they are pink. It's like my pussy. Yes.
400 yards. Turn left.
Go. Fuck. Good job. That grill looks strangely 2D. I mean, obviously, it's an in-game model, but still.
Turn left.
Wee. On the road again. I can't wait to get on the road again. And I can't wait to get on the road again. Fuck you, Mini. Not used to having rear discs.
400 yards. Bear left.
Well, I only went off what the fucking form said, and the form said they had small, they weren't drum brakes, and lo and behold they were. Oops. I don't know. Well, I can tell you for certain is I have fucking disc brakes on the back now. I have vented discs on the back. Woo. How fancy.
Turn left.
Pure unadulterated Japanese sophistication right there. It's fair racist car, except in every single way it isn't. Yeah, vented front and rear, apparently. They look slightly ridiculous. I've seen them in the flesh as well. I can definitely confirm that they are indeed discs, because I've had to take a wheel off it once because I had to run on spare tyre at one point. Do they have the V10 twin turbo RS6 in FH4? I think they do. If you're on about the I think they have a body kit for it, actually, a wide body. If you're talking about the new RS6. No, you're not. You're talking about the old one. The 09, I'm not sure. I know it's in Forza 7. I don't recall if it's in Horizon. It's my favourite of the RS models, so I should really know. Is that it? Just everyone have a quick look at the map with me. I think that is it. In terms of question marks, everything seems to be uncovered. Which means that is the Outback. 100%ed, cleared, all the rest of it. The multiplying tree issue right there. That's the Outback. We're done. As far as this wasted hellhole of a place is concerned. There is no more to it. It's all done. We can all go get breakfast at Tiffany's and remember the film, as I recall. And that's the one thing we got. Right, anyways. Now that the Outback is dominated, that means in the next episode we will be moving on to Yarra Valley to expand that festival. You might notice that at the moment I cannot expand the festival. My plan is to go through the PR stunts and basically milk them. And actually, do we still have... No, we don't. I was wondering if I had a festival expansion in the cage, and I don't. So, yeah, I'm going to go through, pick up some of these PR stunts, try and freestyle some of them. And the next time you see us, we will be in Yarra Valley. So join us for that. Until then, farewell.